me assure the House that just like how somebody said it during the campaign, which never came, that we got it. I can assure you the 5 billion kwa Japia constituency, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, we got it. There was a time when people who never knew what running a government was came in this chamber and called people names with a lot of ambitions. Now, just like how in America they say, you ask for coffee, you got it, smell it. Alas, the government was given to them. Look at what happened. Butcheries became the order of the day. They didn't even know where to buy fertilizer. Alas, they didn't know how to run the government to the extent that they could not even know that a pharmacy is not anywhere you buy fertilizer. And they went there in search for fertilizer. They did not know that when organizations are put in place, they are there to save Malawians. Look what happened. They created what they called mega farms, only to give fertilizer to people who sold them. They did not know how to use vibrant young men who are in the chamber now, really contributing positively today, spelling out very good policies today, but they put them in the bench, and it took people who never understood anything, and then what did they do? Plunder, 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 plunder. Until this very country, Mr. Speaker, got on its knees. By the time His Excellency Professor Mutharika was getting into power, the economy was on its knees. And if it wasn't of the change of leadership, by now would have been finished. Our debt stress levels, Mr. Speaker, sir, by the time we were getting into government, was at 92% debt stress levels. 8 short of getting to default level. Data is there to back this up. What that means therefore was, all of us, our children, our dogs, our clothes, our chickens, and everything was in the debt of Malawi. How can that be? In 5 years, debt from 4.2 trillion, surely getting it all the way to 28 trillion. What were you doing with the money, by the way? What were you doing with the money? You thought it was mangoes in a tree. It cannot be. And there was tobacco with people who struggled. You couldn't even buy that tobacco. What were you doing? What did you think the running government was, by the way? Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to invite them that just in 5 months, Second Deputy Speaker, you will see that inflation that was right around 30% is now going down. The biggest problem in an economy as we had was to stabilize the economy, to stop the economy changing it from the nosedive where we were. Stabilize it, then it will begin to grow. But to expect that they're stopping it, if stopping it was easy, it is as good as saying, somebody who has just fainted here, you say, why have you fainted? And the person says, if you think fainting is easy, faint yourself. It is not easy. If you thought that running a government was easy, you have just seen. Mr. Speaker, it is not easy at all. 5 years, for 5 years, we were struggling in this country. But for 5 months, we got fuel reserves done, and that one were pinned. We now, people that are traveling, they can get a bit of it, not yet there, but there is hope. In this country, maize was going up to 100,000 kwacha, when people who were part of the running government were keeping way over 8,000 bahts at their homes. And the philosophy they were running, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, they came here and said, we want to take care of the farmer. Food inflation is not about the producer. Food inflation, all inflation is about the consumer. 101 economics. You take care of the consumer, you take care of the other bit. We will now talk about the producer later. And that's the art of running the economy of a country like this one, whose inflation really hinges on food inflation. When we have been given the authority by our people to run the government, we have to do it with all our ability, our knowledge, and our might. The people that are now buying the maize at 30,000, they now have got disposable income. From the little hard work that we're doing, when the maize was getting to 100,000, and they were discussing that, wait, we will sell it 150,000 kwacha, forgetting about the responsibility and the oath of office that was taken. And later on, they say, why have you bought the maize in Zambia? When they know very well, forces of the game, demand and supply, simple and straightforward. Bring out your maize, we will buy it, they want it at 150. Guess what happened? A lady from Mangochi, an economist, did her calculations, checked with the president there, the president of the republic, saw merit in it, and what happened? An influx of maize came into the country. Now, those that were hiding the maize, they began carrying the maize even on their own head, running with it. We've got maize in Malawi. Are you sure that the professor needed to wait for you until this is sorted out? Today, Malawians are able to eat. It is a healthy nation. It is a nation that is able to feed itself that will be productive. I would like to thank the President, His Excellency Professor Peter Mutharika, for his wisdom, and that this country can see light again. Thank you.
Thank you. If such presentation was coming towards the adjournment, we would allow to adjourn, but it's not yet time for adjournment.